Today we're diving into some of the Japanese theories about One Piece that might not be well known in America. Now in this video, we will explore the unsolved mystery of the true meaning of D and why D is considered as the natural enemy of God. We are going to break down these hot topics from Japan in an easy-to-understand way, so make sure you stick around until the end. Now if this video makes you wonder, was D really a god? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you feel like you've got a little closer to unraveling the mystery of D, drop a "figured something out" in the comments. Well, let's get started. Many people wonder what D did during the Void Century and why D fought against the world government. It's said that D is the natural enemy of God, but could it be that the true God is actually on D's side? If D was once the true God, then D would be the natural enemy of the false god, the celestial dragons. Remember the story of Skypiea for a moment? In Skypiea, the false god claimed divinity, while the true god was deemed the natural enemy of God. Thus, the Top's enemy turns out to be the real Top in the narrative. This theme is consistent throughout One Piece. Imposters usurp the position from the real deal, posing as the genuine article. For instance, Crocodile took over the top spot and ruled over Alabasta. Doflamingo also seized control over Dressrosa and became the top. And Enel, he took the throne in Skypiea and claimed the top position. As you can see from these examples, it's clear that D, once revered as a god, was ousted by a false deity. One Piece is known to incorporate elements from various religions. Since ancient times, religion has often depicted the creation of the world as the work of a divine being. Yet, this notion is more about belief. It doesn't necessarily mean a deity physically crafted our world. It's a widespread belief that a god is the creator of our universe. Therefore, many people revere the celestial dragons and offer them tributes, known as heaven's gold. However, there's bound to be a moment of realization. A pivotal turning point where people come to understand that perhaps it wasn't a god who created the world after all. If we consider the D as the true divine entity, this perspective fits intriguingly well. There's a tale that ancestors of the celestial dragons created the world 800 years ago. But this story is not grounded in truth. It's a fabrication. The reality, it appears, is that D might be the authentic creator. Now, throughout history, such religious fabrications are often unveiled by the rigorous scrutiny of science. This revelation sets the stage for why characters like Egghead and Vegapunk play pivotal roles in the final chapters of One Piece, hinting at the possibility that D represents the genuine creator of the world. Going deeper, Joy Boy, or the God of the Sun, the 9 individuals who serve the deity, could be regarded as the creators of the world D. In the world of One Piece, all individuals believed to be descendants of D carry the letter D in their names. This has led many readers to speculate that there might be a blood connection among them. However, it appears that there's no such blood relation. Have you ever wondered why Luffy and Blackbeard have completely opposite personalities despite sharing the same D in their names? Gall D. Roger and Rox D. Quebec also presented contrasting characters. The portrayal of family in One Piece is unique in that it does not rely on blood relations. For instance, Luffy's upbringing is notably disconnected from any blood ties. This also applies to Nami, Sanji, Chopper, and Frankie. Don't you feel like this unique type of relationship is portrayed too frequently? Whitebeard's portrayal, where he forms strong paternal bonds with actual blood relations, further illustrates this point, suggesting that connections deeper than blood exist. The name D shared amongst these characters might have been bestowed by Joy Boy, indicating that there is no blood relation among the bearers of D. This might explain how Sabo could easily adopt the D in their names. Considering the theory that D was a title given by Joy Boy to 9 heroes who created the world, the current narrative where 9 families, including the monkey family, inherit the D makes perfect sense. Number 9 seems to have some significant meanings. Let's delve into this. On one hand, we have the false god's side, represented by the world government, which boasts a Knight of the Gods consisting of 9 members. Similarly, on the side of the true gods, there exists a corresponding group of knights, also numbering 9, bringing harmony to this numerical pattern. This suggests a recurring theme where the number of individuals serving at the top echelons is fixed at 9. These 9 individuals who serve under Imusama and the dragons are known as the Knights of the Gods. When we talk about 9 individuals under a dragon, the 9 red scabbards from the One Piece world come to mind. Considering Eiichiro Oda's fondness for the 7 samurai, it raises the question of why he opted for 9 instead of 7 in this instance. Currently, families bearing the D include Monkey, Portgas, Marshall, Trafalgar, Rox, Jaguar, Gaul, and Nefertari families, totaling 8, with 2 more yet to be revealed, completing the pattern of 9. The remaining 2 families will be detailed in a future discussion. The number 9 has a significant meaning, not just in the form of the gods' knights or the 9 red scabbards, but also within the government's shadowy intelligence agency, CP9, which also comprises 9 members. This connection extends to Zoro's 9 sword style and the portrayal of 9 ghosts and his techniques, mirroring the composition of the Straw Hat crew, which includes 9 members serving under Luffy. This recurring theme suggests that the crew's number may not increase further. Similarly, Shanks' top executives and Blackbeard's crew are both made up of 9 members each. Among these, the tale of the Kozuki clan stands out, depicting a grand narrative of 9 guardians protecting a monarch. I interpret the Kozuki clan as a self-homage to the Will of D, where the moon, symbolized by the Kozuki, is guarded by 9 retainers. In parallel, Joy Boy represents the sun, also protected by 9 individuals. The sun's protectors were defeated, and their position usurped by a false deity, mirroring the story of the Kozuki clan in a strikingly similar fashion. The 9 samurai who sought to protect Odin were defeated. Following their defeat, the imposter god Orochi usurped their positions. Throughout history, it's not uncommon for imposters to snatch positions from the genuine ones. These imposters often maintain their stolen status by masquerading as the real deal. For example, Luffy used his technique, the King Kong gun, when he defeated Doflamingo. This technique symbolizes the power of a king. However, after the battle, Luffy elevated his King Kong gun to a divine level. That elevated form is the Bajrang gun. Similarly, the technique Luffy used to defeat Katakuri was the Gomu Gomu no King Cobra, which also incorporates the concept of a king. Luffy's advancement of these techniques to a divine level marks his growth. His ultimate finishing move is expected to be the Gomu Gomu no Nagajaraja, or the Snake God. This technique symbolizes a serpent with 9 heads. Using this technique, Luffy will eventually defeat Imusama. In Skypiea, as well, the deity took the form of a serpent, and in Skypiea, a false ruler had usurped the position from the true monarch. This mirrors the history of the D during the Void Century. In both Alabasta and Dressrosa, we witness true monarchs being dethroned by imposters. The same scenario unfolded in Wano Country. Now, this theme recurs throughout the whole series. The gods who once resided on the Red Line were dethroned by false deities. Thus, the Nefertari family became false gods. They usurped the position from the true gods. Lastly, how were Joy Boy and the 9 creators of the world stripped of their positions? Let's believe that Whiskey Peak plays a crucial role to this mystery. The division between the first half and the second half of the sea forms a fascinating contrast. Whiskey Peak, yet to be fully explored, will play a crucial role until the very end of the story. Intriguingly, Whiskey Peak, situated at the very beginning of the Grand Line, remains a mystery as to why it was introduced so early in the narrative. The scene where Luffy and his crew get completely intoxicated at a feast and become targets for opportunists is particularly memorable. Now, the author's decision to save this adventure for the last, avoiding any self-homage, might bear significant implications for the climax of the story. It suggests the beginnings of the adventures on the Grand Line might be rooted here. Heroes bearing the will of D, despite being the creators of the world, were overpowered by intoxication and had their achievements usurped. Joy Boy and the 9 creators of the world were overthrown by 20 false gods and had their glory stolen. Could this feast be the greatest foreshadowing in the series? We can also see Nika dancing at the feast. The series frequently features barrels of liquor, and this barrel plays a key role. Barrels also appear in scenes marking Luffy's arrival of the crew's entry into the Grand Line. Some barrels are marked with caution, signaling a warning about alcohol. This theme of beware of liquor being deceived by alcohol is especially pertinent in Whiskey Peak. Luffy consumes meals for 20, and Sanji flirts with 20 women. Notably, the setting here is inspired by Mexico. The theme that one does not die as long as they are remembered originates from Mexican culture. There are scenes where Luffy and his crew are deceived by barrels of liquor. The episode where they were deceived by alcohol and are led to Gecko Moria and the gravestones is Whiskey Peak. The subtitle is introduced in episode 107, titled Moonlight and Gravestones. It symbolizes the beginning and the end of the Grand Line journey. The narrative of One Piece is divided into two major parts, from episode 1 to 600, and then from 601 to an anticipated 1200. The first episode, Romance Dawn, the Dawn of the Adventure, and episode 601, Romance Dawn, A New World, the Dawn of the Adventure, serve as mirror images of each other. It's conceivable that episode 600, The Island of Restarting, and the presumed episode 1200 will also form a pair. Episode 599 holds significance as well, featuring Luffy, who has his feast stolen while asleep. Being the penultimate episode, it's titled The Nine Pirates, hinting at a pivotal moment. Although Joy Boy and his companions failed by alcohol, Luffy's fate might be different. Zoro, the first crew member Luffy recruits, is notably resistant to alcohol. Similarly, Nami is adept at holding her liquor, only pretending to be incapacitated. Thanks to choosing comrades who can handle their drink, Luffy successfully avoided the pitfalls that befell the adventurers 800 years ago, marking the commencement of their voyage on the Grand Line. Now, while many captains in the story are fond of alcohol, Luffy is less inclined towards it, ensuring a trio that isn't easily toppled by drinks. While many captains in the story are fond of alcohol, Luffy is less inclined towards it, ensuring a trio that isn't easily toppled by drink. The will of D was targeted during feasts, but the Kozuki clan skillfully used feasts to their advantage, a neat turnaround. This countermove is encapsulated in the technique Snatch. Odin is also occasionally portrayed as a side dish to liquor, adding another layer to the narrative's intricate relationship with alcohol. So, it turns out that the D has been a symbol of camaraderie all along, but undoubtedly the most pivotal arc in One Piece was the Alabasta Saga. The characters from Alabasta also made their appearance at Whiskey Peak. Vivi was accompanied by Mr. Nine, a faux king who wasn't royalty but masqueraded as one. Vivi, a true princess, had to pretend she wasn't of royal blood. The D signifies a bond among comrades. Did you catch that? D was meant to be a concealed name. Law mentioned it's a name that shouldn't really be told to others. This name serves as a discreet signal shared among allies. That's why Imu-sama, upon hearing Nefertari D flew into a rage, had Cobra assassinated. The Nefertari family is the sole outlier that remained in the lower realm. In essence, they were of the D lineage yet acted as royals. Nefertari D. Lily, despite being a D, maneuvered as part of the royal faction. Doesn't this remind you of something? Vivi, a pirate, masquerading as an unrelated princess. Indeed, the D has always been a marker of fellowship among them. Well, that's all for today. Here on this channel, we post popular theories about One Piece from Japan. If you like One Piece, we'd be happy if you could support us by subscribing to our channel and commenting. Thank you for watching until the end, and we'll see you in the next video.